Welcome to the Scenario Podcast, your guide to mental health and well-being. Each episode, we uncover practical tools, discuss expert insights, and explore how supplements can transform your mental health journey. Get ready to learn, grow, and thrive with us.
Welcome back to the deep dive. You know, if you feel like you're just constantly running on empty, cycling through work, family, just the background noise of modern life, you are definitely not alone. Chronic stress isn't just, a mental state. It shows up physically.
Well, absolutely.
We're seeing so many people dealing with high heart rates, they can't sleep, mood swings, and just a weakened immune system that can't seem to fight anything off. It's an overwhelming place to be.
It truly is.
Mm-hmm.
And the minute that stress turns chronic, the usual advice is, go to the doctor, which can immediately lead to some pretty strong prescription medications.
Right.
So today, we're taking a slightly different path. Our mission for this deep dive is built on a stack of sources. We're talking rigorous studies, randomized controlled trials that explore safer, more natural dietary supplements.
Okay.
We want to find the options that can actually deliver results, but maybe without the steep side effects you sometimes get with sedatives or, traditional anxiety drugs.
Exactly. We're going to cut through all the marketing noise and really distill what's known about the top natural supplements that can genuinely help with anxiety, stabilize mood, and this is a big one, leads to better sleep.
Yes.
But, and this is important because we're talking about things you put in your body, we are going to be very strict about understanding the safety protocols.
And we have to set the ground rules right now. It's critical. While we're focusing on supplements with real scientific support, you have to know that the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, does not regulate these the same way they regulate prescription drugs.
That's the key takeaway.
It is. Their purity, their efficacy, it's not guaranteed. So consulting a healthcare professional isn't just a suggestion, it's mandatory. You have to approach this with vigilance.
Okay, let's unpack this. The popularity of these supplements is, it's surging. And I think it's because they work on a different axis than a lot of conventional drugs.
Right.
Our sources suggest they offer a way to reduce the body's primary stress hormone, cortisol. They're all about promoting relaxation and helping with sleep, but, without the heavy sedation or dependency issues.
That is a crucial distinction. We're going to start with a really powerful category of botanicals. They're known as adaptogens.
Adaptogens.
As the name implies, these are herbs that literally help your body adapt to and resist stress, whether it's physical, chemical, or biological. The research consistently points to two major players, ashwagandha and Rhodiola rosea.
Okay, let's spend some time on ashwagandha first. I've heard it called Indian ginseng. It has, thousands of years of history in Ayurvedic medicine?
It does, which gives it immediate credibility. And what's fascinating is its mechanism. Ashwagandha contains these compounds called withanolides.
Withanolides, so those are the active ingredients.
Those are the active ingredients. They help modulate something called the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, or the HPA axis.
The HPA axis, right? That's like the body's central stress command center.
Exactly, the command center.
Yeah.
And by modulating this, ashwagandha works directly to help lower those chronically high cortisol levels. It's like it's turning down the volume on your stress response.
Which makes total sense for anxiety and fatigue. But you mentioned something earlier about a thyroid connection, and I think that's a detail our listeners really need to hear. Why is that so significant?
Well, that's where you see the systemic impact. The thyroid is central to your metabolism, your energy, your mood. Some trials suggest ashwagandha can support healthy thyroid function, especially if stress has caused a bit of a dip.
So it's not just calming your brain.
Exactly. It's optimizing a gland that influences your energy and how you feel. So for someone fighting that stress-induced sluggishness, this dual action lowering cortisol and supporting the thyroid makes it a uniquely powerful tonic.
I see. So the benefits really reflect that. You get reduced anxiety, better memory, better sleep, less fatigue. What about dosage? I see numbers like 300 to 600 milligrams a day.
That's the common range, yeah, often divided into 2 doses. But the key is that it should be standardized to the withanoline content.
What does that mean, standardized?
It's vital for you as a consumer. If a bottle doesn't say what percentage of withanolides are in it, you have no idea if you're getting a therapeutic dose or just, powdered filler.
So you're looking for a specific number on the label.
You are. A quality product will guarantee a certain percentage, usually around 2.5% to 5%. That's your marker of quality, especially when the FDA isn't watching.
Okay, let's move to the second adaptogen, Rhodiola rosea. This one's pretty tough. It grows in cold, mountainous regions, used a lot in Russia and Scandinavia, I believe.
Right, to cope with intense climates and workloads. Rhodiola has a slightly different focus.
Right.
While ashwagandha is great for that chronic grinding anxiety, rhodiola is particularly good for tackling mental and physical exhaustion from acute stress.
Acute stress.
Think of students during final exams, or night shift workers, military personnel. It helps balance neurotransmitters to fight fatigue and improve your concentration when you're under pressure.
That sounds like a perfect daytime tool then. If it's for fatigue, what do the sources say about when you should take it?
The timing is absolutely critical. It's a mild energy enhancer. The standard dose is 200 to 400 milligrams a day, but you have to take it in the morning.
Strictly in the morning.
Strictly. If you take it in the afternoon or evening, it can definitely interfere with your sleep. It's a wake-up tool for focus, not a wind-down one like ashwagandha can be.
Okay, that distinction is clear, but that brings up a question. What if you're suffering from both? You have that chronic grinding anxiety and the extreme daytime fatigue. How do you choose? Or can you stack them?
That is exactly the kind of nuance we get into in a deep dive. The sources do suggest that cautious stacking is possible, but only under professional guidance. Some studies have looked at combining them, maybe using rhodiola in the morning for that targeted energy boost, and then ashwagandha later in the day for cortisol control and sleep. But we have to stress, stacking powerful agents increases risks, so that doctor conversation becomes even more important.
Got it. Okay, shifting gears. So managing stress isn't just about fighting cortisol. It's also about calming the physical tension, the neural tension.
Yes.
And that brings us to two other key players, magnesium and L-theanine.
We really can't overstate the importance of magnesium. It's relevant to almost everyone, especially if you get sleep problems, leg cramps, or that tight, knotted feeling in your shoulders.
Why is magnesium so connected to stress?
Stress literally acts like a magnesium vacuum. When you're constantly under pressure, your body excretes more magnesium.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And low levels directly increase how excitable your nerves are, making you feel more anxious, more sensitive to noise, and it increases muscle tension. Supplementing helps calm the nervous system down.
And it's not just dosage that matters here, right? It's the form of magnesium. You can't just grab any bottle off the shelf.
Exactly. For stress and sleep, the sources are very clear.
Yeah.
You want chelated forms that are highly bioavailable.
So things like...
We're talking about magnesium glycinate, which is fantastic because the glycine molecule itself is calming, or magnesium taurate. Citrate is also well absorbed, but just be aware that it could have a laxative effect at higher doses.
Good to know. And the dose is usually 200 to 400 milligrams?
That's the typical daily range, yes.
Okay, next up, L-theanine. Most people know this as the thing in green tea that makes you feel calm but alert.
That's its genius, precisely.
Yeah.
L-theanine is an amino acid, and it has this amazing effect on your brainwaves. It encourages the production of alpha brainwaves,
Which are associated with.
a state of relaxed wakefulness. It's similar to what you achieve during meditation.
So if I take a sedative, I get delta waves, which means sleep. But L-theanine stops short of that.
Exactly. It doesn't make you drowsy. Instead, it enhances calming chemicals in the brain, mainly GABA, which is your primary inhibitory neurotransmitter. It quiets the noise. It quiets the racing thoughts without impairing you.
So it's ideal for something like social anxiety or a big presentation at work.
Perfect for that. Common doses are 100 to 200 milligrams, often taken as needed before a stressful event.
And finally, in this section, we have one more, a tool specifically for nighttime, valerian root.
Valerian is known almost entirely for its calming effects, especially for insomnia that's driven by anxious thoughts. You know, that feeling where your brain just won't shut off.
Right, and its mechanism is similar to L-theanine, targeting GABA, but it seems to lean much more towards sedation.
It does. It acts much more heavily on the GABA receptor, so it's more direct in promoting sleep. But for a full deep dive perspective, we have to mention the drawback.
Which is?
Valerian root is famously pungent. It has a very distinctive, earthy, and well, some people find it an unpleasant odor. That's why it's usually encapsulated.
An informed consumer needs to know that detail. And for sleep, the dose is usually around 400 to 600 milligrams, about an hour before bed.
That's right.
Okay, so we've covered 5 heavy hitters: ashwagandha, rhodiola, magnesium, L-theanine, and valerian root. But now we have to get to the most crucial topic: safety, quality, and your responsibility. The lack of FDA regulation means you have to be vigilant.
This is the most important question for your health and your wallet. How do you pick a safe supplement when the FDA isn't checking them first? We have 4 key protocols from our sources that you have to follow.
Protocol number 1, demand third-party testing.
Absolutely. It might sound like bureaucracy, but it is your only real guarantee. You have to choose products tested by independent labs like NSF or USP.
And why is that so important?
Because they don't just test for potency to make sure 300 milligrams is actually 300 milligrams.
Hmm.
They also test for contaminants, things like heavy metals, pesticides, which are frighteningly common in unregulated botanicals.
Scary. Okay, protocol 2. Check for clinically studied ingredients and standardization.
Right. Prioritize the ingredients we've talked about, the ones backed by those rigorous trials. And like we said with ashwagandha, look for those standardization markers, that
Right.
percentage with analytes. If the label is vague, skip it.
Makes sense. Protocol number 3. Read the labels carefully and stick to the recommended dosages.
Avoid artificial fillers or those proprietary blends that hide the actual dosages. And stick religiously to the doses we mentioned. More is not better with these compounds.
Right. More can lead to side effects.
You can, from stomach upset with magnesium to paradoxical reactions with adaptogens.
And the 4th, the non-negotiable rule we started with. Talk to a healthcare professional.
This cannot be overstated. Drug interactions are a real risk. Ashwagandha might amplify anti-anxiety drugs. Magnesium can interact with blood pressure meds.
So if you're taking anything, SSRIs, blood thinners, even prescription sleep aids.
You risk a serious adverse event if you don't consult a professional first. It's that simple.
Precisely. Now, here's where the sources really zoom out to the bigger picture. They remind us that these supplements are not a silver bullet.
Not at all.
They aren't a cure-all that lets you maintain an unhealthy lifestyle. They work best in combination with healthy choices. They're support, not a substitute.
Absolutely. The success of any of this depends on these pillars. First, consistent, quality sleep. A supplement can help you drift off, but you still have to practice good sleep hygiene.
Same bedtime, same wake-up time, dark room, all of that.
All of it. You cannot supplement your way out of bad sleep habits.
Second, mindfulness and meditation.
These are powerful because they're your internal anti-stress tools. Deep breathing can physically lower your heart rate and reduce cortisol on demand. You're creating a baseline of calm that the supplements can then build on.
Third, regular exercise. We all know it's good for us, but what's its specific role here?
Exercise is how you process the stress hormones that have already been released. When you're stressed, you get a flood of cortisol and adrenaline. Physical activity helps your body metabolize them, basically giving that stress a path to exit your system.
And finally, diet. Supplements fill gaps, but your food is the foundation.
Right. You need to get enough nutrients from your food to support your body's anti-stress machinery. We're talking complex carbs, omega-3s, and especially B vitamins and magnesium, which get depleted so quickly by chronic stress.
So to wrap up, managing stress is, well, it's critical. We've discussed 5 key tools: ashwagandha for balancing cortisol, rhodiola for daytime fatigue, magnesium for physical tension, L-theanine for calm focus, and valerian root for nighttime anxiety.
They can truly build a resilient foundation for calm, but our core message really remains the same. Successful stress management hinges on you taking proactive control of your well-being through a holistic approach. The bottle is only a small part of the solution.
And that brings us to our final provocative thought for you. Since the FDA doesn't strictly regulate these supplements, ensuring their quality, their purity, and their efficacy is entirely your responsibility. So, does the necessity of becoming an active, educated consumer forcing you to check third-party labs, to scrutinize labels, and to consult your doctor, does that ultimately serve as a valuable push toward adopting the complete healthy lifestyle with the exercise, sleep, and diet that manages chronic stress most effectively in the first place? You have to do the work regardless.
Thanks for tuning in to the Scenario Podcast. Don't forget to visit scenario.com for more expert tips, articles, and supplements designed to support your mental health. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to subscribe and share it with a friend. Until next time, take care of yourself.